Hey guys, welcome back to the BMW Blog YouTube channel and welcome to Munich. I'm going to repeat this intro one more time because maybe you haven't seen the previous X3 M50 video, but I'm here to see the new BMW X3 and to learn more about the car. I have with me Christopher Weil, the head of BMW Exterior Design. In this video, we're not going to focus on all the details on the car because I'm going to have people watch the other videos, so go ahead and do that. But we're going to focus more on the differences between the two products. So we've seen earlier the X3 M50, which is the M Performance automobile version, the sportier spec of the car. And we have here the X3 Plug-In Hybrid. First off, it's not coming to the US, but this spec is also available on the base model, like the 30i or 20D or so on and so forth. So first off, let's start, Christopher, with kind of the overall proportions of the car, and then we talk about the grille, because this is different also from the previous generation X3, but also from the X3 M50. So lots of things to talk about.
Yeah. So the overall proportion, this car is growing in size, so in length 35 millimeters. It's a bit flatter than the previous generation, around 30 mil. But it has a wider track, so it's very powerful standing on the road. The overall design is very monolithic, very clean, very reduced, with very sharp, razor-sharp lines. Diamond cut surfacing here, really nicely executed. So this is different to the MPA, which we recently saw, mainly in the kidney area. We gave the kidney kind of a new pattern, very modern pattern, very new. So normally we know the vertical bars here, but we were crossing them in the outer area with these diagonal bars. And this is kind of, first of all, picking up the line work, which you find in the hood. On the other hand,
so essentially what you're saying, so the crease kind of continues down, basically. So if you look, there are two, so now I see them. So one crease going down there, and there's another crease coming down, and I guess that one connects to the headlight as well. And this one, I don't know what it connects, but I get the idea.
So it gives kind of
like a road focus look,
road force look,
like a V shape actually, if you look from this angle.
Somehow, yes. But also you find this pattern around the car, like on the exterior, on one or the other detail, and also on the interior. So we want to give the car a more holistic look, and we want to not just do the vertical bars as ever. We want to give it a kind of a very refined kind of touch.
And from what I understood, I was talking to a product manager earlier today, you can actually get this in all black if you spec the car with the M Sport package on this one, so it changes a little bit. Very interesting.
Then it's not so prominent, and you won't see it this much. It's just a secondary thing.
And just like on the X3 M50, that's the LiDAR, that's the radar enclosure, basically. That's where you have all the driving assistant features behind it.
Radar here, and we have the iconic glow, which is running around the kidney for the first time.
Okay, so you have two separated iconic glows right now.
Two separated kidneys.
Can I turn one off and keep the other one, or you can? They got to be both.
Both on, of course.
That would have been a nice customization right there. Something to think about. All right, so now we don't have the M Sport package on this one, so it's a cleaner design, clearly.
It's a cleaner design. We have here also nice details on the very sides of the car to emphasize the width of the car, which are running into this very precise crease line, which is connecting somehow also to the lower area of the kidneys, to the air intake area. Then we have kind of a very bold surface play here, clean surfacing, a muscle which is running through also here diagonally into the splitter, which you find down here, which is also kind of color separated from the rest. It's more elegant, but it's still sporty.
Gotcha. And I'm happy that you're keeping the iconic double headlamps that are in there. So new interpretation.
New interpretation of the iconic double headlamps. So we have the vertical part, which you find now in our new portfolio, but we have also a horizontal part. We are connecting them to a double L signature, which is kind of stacking up here in the center area.
And what are those lights, the vertical lights in there?
The vertical lights, that's so-called city lights, up to 30 kilometers kph. They are kind of the main beams at night. So day and night signature is barely the same. If you drive faster, then you get an additional powerful main beam. But we wanted to keep the signature as long as possible. Like if you approach the car at night, then you don't have an interference with an extra spot or something. It's signature, which is highlighted.
Got it, perfect. Before we move to the side, Arctic Blue, I guess that's the color.
Yeah, Arctic Blue.
It was on the G22 3 Series Touring, I think.
Yes.
A few years ago, I mean quite a few years ago, so very interesting color.
But also here, it's suiting the car very well because it has kind of also through these grayish accents inside, it's kind of fitting an SUV concept very well, I think.
Got it, perfect. Let's move to the side now. Once again, guys, we've done a full review on the design on the X3 M50. That was, the top car, so we wanted to go more details, but we're gonna go over this one a little bit and then also point out some of the differences. But first off, let's start with the shape of the car, clearly bigger than ever before. You mentioned the dimensions already.
Yes.
Tell me once again also the idea of moving this car, or especially the roofline, more on the coupe side or sloping roofline.
Yeah, that's for efficiency reasons, for aerodynamic reasons. So these are barely the new SAV proportions we will see in the future as well, and more, because due to range, due to aerodynamics, it's more efficient to go with a slightly flatter roofline. It's not a lot, but the drag coefficient on this car is enormous. Like for a concept like this, we have 0.27, which is huge. It's really low.
Very clean shapes, right? Overall.
Very clean shapes. So we have here reduced form language, bold surfacing. We were taking out the spats. It's all clean now, all the wheelhouses. They have kind of a typical SUV shape or SAV shape. They're very dynamic, but they're not as cluttered, there's less pieces than before. Besides that, like we have this main crease line here running through the car, kinking up towards the rear, giving the car an extra speed. We have here a slight shadow which is running through, and also allowing the car to have these enormous muscles on the rear wheels. The differences to the MPA are, of course, you see it here, the more exclusive trim. So we have here kind of a Hofmeister and this...
Is this chrome or?
This is a matte chrome.
Okay, matte chrome.
A matte chrome.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I've noticed that you have matte chrome here, but then you have this piano black on top. What's the reason for that? Why doesn't it just wrap around completely?
Also here we wanted to give the car a new touch. We wanted to add a little bit more speed, and therefore we decided to just highlight the lower line and to get rid of the upper line. Not to frame the window anymore, to make it a bit more modern looking and to connect to the mirror.
It's more like a hockey stick basically now into the window.
Yeah.
Got it. Also the lower area, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, the rocker.
So the rocker panel.
Also here you find subtly kind of this pattern I was talking about in the kidney.
Okay.
It's this vertical and diagonal lines which are interfering, and you find this pattern also on the inside. It's very subtle, you don't see it at first glance, but it's also kind of, besides the very clean shape of the car, a nice detail.
All right, let's move to the back maybe, talk about that, because clearly, starting with the lights, I mean, we went over this once again in the previous video, guys, so make sure to catch that up, but we can still cover it a little bit. Brand new taillights, brand new design right there with the license plate below.
Also here, as I said before, like the rear glass is integrated very nicely, so it's a very precise finish here. Clean surfacing, the number plate was moving down in the bumper area, therefore we don't have this recess anymore. The tail lamps are also very thin, the middle area, but part one, the outer part, we have this kind of T-shape here, so we have a double element which is adding up to this T. We know this already from, let's say, X5 LCI, but this is a shape which is kind of showing this is a BMW SAV.
See, I'm learning my lesson. That's from the kidney grille, right?
Exactly. Here on the side, you see the same pattern again. Kidney grille, rocker panel. Here you see it. You find it in the tail lamp. You find it in the interior and certain parts.
Gotcha. And then, of course, no tailpipes. It's a plug-in hybrid. And I'm assuming any model other than the X3 M50 won't have any visible tailpipes.
Exactly. So we get rid of the tailpipes. Also here, modern monolithic shape. We have the visible underbody protection here, but no tailpipes. Yeah.
Has this logo, the badge, changed a little bit? It looks like they're closer together, or maybe it's, I don't recall from the previous model. Or
yeah,
it's the same font, same everything.
It's a little bit bigger, it's the same font. So the font isn't modernized here, but you know already this kind of like the more important
the model lineup, and then you have the variant.
Exactly.
Right there. And there's also a space between that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a lot of time spent on getting that thing right.
Exactly, yeah. To find the right height, proportions and stuff, yeah.
Exactly. And then would you say that, we haven't talked about this in the previous video, would you say that, have you lost any headroom inside the car because of the sloping roofline?
No.
Okay. No. And how did you achieve that? Just by?
That's by interior packaging. So it's the same, like it's a roomy, really nice interior, and we didn't lose anything.
Gotcha. Let me open the trunk actually, because we haven't done it on the previous car, so might as well do it on this one to kind of see it briefly. But I guess this is a plug-in hybrid, so it will have this indentation a little bit there.
Yeah.
So it's not a defect from the factory, that's just the fact that it has the battery pack.
The battery pack is integrated, but it's very compact, and you lose a little bit of space, let's say, compared to the combustion, but it's not a lot.
Okay.
And here, what do we see here again?
Oh, right, you see the same
Pattern.
Interesting. A lot of Easter eggs. I mean, a lot of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Are there any more that we should take a look at? All right, so now it's time to talk about the interior design of the new BMW X3 G45, because of course it has changed quite a bit. And to learn more about that, I have with me here Carl Johansson. He's responsible for the design of the new X3. So Carl, thanks for having me. Walk me through the design. Tell me about the design language inside, about the materials, and of course all these new changes in the car.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
First of all, the main surfaces are more generous than usually, I think, so we try to really clean everything up. First of all, you have this big, huge wraparound that envelopes the driver and the passenger going really from one door to the other side. And as well, these small functional islands. And the idea behind this is that we try to combine all the functional, so that to unclutter the whole interior a bit, to make have an uncluttered feeling.
So that was the idea basically of this one, moving the controls from the center console onto the door. And to explain to people, maybe because I've never seen it before and I've just seen it right now, this is what you use to control, of course, the seat memories and all of that.
Yeah, the door lock you have.
And then the air vents
as well, the air vent control and the new door opener as well.
Right there. And there is a haptic feedback, I guess, on this one when you press. So that's the idea there.
That's definitely unique, and this also emphasizes, of course, the whole wraparound and this cocooning feeling. Also try to blur the connection between the door and the dash as well, so that the dash works. It's much wider than it really should be.
And then I see brand new, let's start with this one, brand new steering wheel.
Brand new steering wheel, yeah, that's a new one.
Is it similar to the one in the iX? Kind of like identical or similar? Looks a little bit similar to the iX one with a flat top, flat bottom.
It is, yes.
Okay. Can you get any other option in this one? I believe there is another option where you get the M Sport steering wheel, which has the flat bottom.
Yeah, and of course the curved display here. You have also this new driver-orientated way design with the curved display as well. Then you have the interaction bar, a little bit smaller, of course, like in the 5 Series or 7 Series with the function. This very sleek, slim air vents hidden behind.
You still have the iDrive controller, which is great.
You have the iDrive controller, yes.
Not many cars actually have it. And the toggle shifter, similar like the other BMWs, basically now it's standard in this car. You don't have anymore the large gear shifter. And that's the idea there, was also to kind of clean up the interior too.
Yeah, as well. And also for cleaning up the speakers hidden behind this fabric.
Oh, really? Okay.
Works especially very well the other version, if you have the knitted fabric there, we can see later.
Sure.
Another highlight is the storage area. We call it the jewelry box. The idea is the
jewelry box.
Jewelry box, fancy because
of
also the quality has improved a lot.
And that's an interaction bar that basically, it's interaction bar that runs across from the door to the dash and in there, and that can be customized in different colors too.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Is it crystal or plastic? I can't tell. It's more of a plastic thing, right?
This is only plastic, yeah, but actually also if you see in detail, really precisely worked, giving a bit handcrafted feeling behind.
What about the seat materials before we jump into anything else? So this is a recyclable.
This is the first BMW that has knitted fabric from recycled material, made out of recycled material.
Interesting.
And also the idea is a bit to giving this, if you see the stripes here, sneaker feeling, let's say, a bit like giving a bit modern feeling. We only have mainly the sporty version here, so we only have one seat for both cars, only the sport seats, so no basic seats anymore. So first of all, the idea behind this is that you have an open space for storage. Not traditional having this kind of classic cups. Imagine like when you're coming home and have next to your entrance like a little tray where you throw in, for example, your AirPods or keys, sunglasses, and this is also the idea here to give the customer more freedom how to use the storage. And also, of course, very detailed and precise with this little gemstone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the other one now.
Yeah, gotcha. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks again for the design overview. I guess if you see the cars side by side and we'll have a chance to see them, you'll probably notice the different characters, and they do look like different products in many, many ways. But I guess
characters are more differentiated than ever.
Yeah, because before it was like more like a luxury line versus a sport line or whatever it was, and there wasn't that many differences. But now, yeah, they're definitely like two separate products, basically. Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the time as always, Christopher. I guess the next step will be to drive both cars sometimes in the fall. I had a chance to drive actually both already in a prototype form, and yeah, I did have some fun with that X3 M50 on the racetrack. So look forward to the next one. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.